Now we're definitely live for the first time. Nothing previously happened. At least Windows 10 had said, screw that, is wanted the mic and set up all the way, for it won't work. That's one reason why I got the new capture card, so I didn't have to boot up in a very particular method. All yesterday, I was screwing around with the new capture card. It looked perfect, and then for some reason, in the warm-up to today, the capture card started having weird graphical glitches. Like every 5 or so minutes, the little camera would blink to like a no signal sign. And I don't know what's causing that, and it's annoying me. But we are not here for that. We are here to build a fortress for our dwarves so that they may go out and wreak havoc upon our gobbo enemies. I switched these already. Why didn't you? Oh my God, everything I did a second ago is just not gonna keep track. On the right should be line in, on the left should be system. So why aren't they switching? Fuck it, I don't know. Half the new things don't work anymore. It's not wholly necessary, I just wanted the one from the left monitor to be on the left. Oh well, the hell do I know about wanting things? Wanting things is for nerds. We can't have any of those damn nerds around here. We're rebuilding out of rock salt. I don't wish to continue building this out of the wrong material. We were. Build construction floor. So how is everyone doing? Hopefully everyone has had a peaceful week before the coronavirus comes and kills every one of us. Dwarves, beardlings, and elves, all ready to die to some disease that may or may not be mathematically important to be paying attention to. You know, that old chestnut. The thing is, Windows 10 stopped working with my mic despite it working with it. How? Not that I don't believe you. I fully believe you. Just, I don't understand Windows sometimes. Where are we in terms of numbers? Plenty of drinks, no fish, plenty of plants, plenty of meat. Building a roof. Oh, that's right. We're getting stone. I half remember this now. We had gone to a cavern layer, had we not? We had secured a cavern layer on our last foray into the Fortress of Beyond. We had. But this is not the type of stone we were using. At least not now. So we are going to need to go back and make sure to mine out of the stone that we care about. Which would be here, if we can mimic. So up here, and then it's 2, 2. So this is the 1. 1. Two. I'm understanding this right, 2. Means this should be the top of a thing. And it's not. It's supposed to be down here somehow. So that makes it the 1, the 2, and then it'd be here for the 2. Is that what we were saying? This is a corner? That is what we were saying. Okay. And as that is a 1, I can do that. And then it'll be a 2. Just so we can get some more stone to work with. This, just to check again, this is a corner. That is a corner. That's gonna be a pain to hollow out later. It just is. I have no idea, it's just a mess. See, what was that? Like the camera almost looked like it tried to jump up a little bit, but the camera's not physically moving. Like, is it zoomed in and trying to scroll to action or something? Yesterday, this thing worked perfectly, and today it's gonna fuck with me. Today, it's gonna make me look like a bonkers. I think it's only with the camera. Cause both the camera and the game are coming in on the same capture card. So if it's only happening on the camera feed, I'm gonna guess that implies that there's something goofy going on with the camera. The camera's the one that's not liking things. Which means, hold on. Wrong button. See if that fixes it, maybe? But every now and then, I swear, like, jumps up an inch. Either that or I'm crazy and blinking at, like, the V-Sync rate or something. I'm just losing my mind. What are we doing? Okay. We have yet calves. We were sending our military dwarves around to get them to be buff and swole. We do have a base, but there are things out here that I don't like. So I'm going to order these channeled just to kind of get them out of the way and away from what I am doing. That was the wrong thing to order across multiple Z levels. That is what I wanted. Up here is unusable. So we might as well channel that back for now. As well as all of that. And by all of that, I mean all the way across. I don't want any of this. Go away. If I could bring you back to the edge of the map, I probably would, / probably will. There we go. Because I just don't want any of that. I don't want to be dealing with any of that. On the right side, we might let there still be a few for burial plots. But at the end of the day, they're not wholly necessary. Now, do we have the dwarfing script running? We do. I did not forget that one today. Fantastic. Welcome to Stream Guardsman Fallout. All right. ZXB. And what do we have for our units? 1 unit without a bedroom. I think I'll have to find a way to manage now. We are going to need to do the other triangles, and if I recall correctly, I wanted to move them down further. Or I should say I wanted to move them up 1 to make the triangles be even in my head. Hey, Steven, how's it going? I have a new capture card. Slight issue today with the camera, even though it was working perfectly yesterday. What that means is I'm not using them all, unfortunately, via capture device. However, I'm trying to find ways to work it in. I have a dual thing going. I just got to figure out how to get both of them working together at once in a sensible manner. And you can tell that this one's definitely the good camera. That one's my old camera. The video quality between the two is just night and day difference. PAX was amazing and boring. So in terms of finding games and seeing stuff, it was amazing. However, there were occasional events that you would go to, and it was weird. For instance, the big, what do you call it? It's not the one I thought it was. Oh wait, no, it is doing the right thing. It is switched correctly. Okay, hold on. The big concert. There's a concert every like Friday or Saturday. It's fantastic, and this noise is gonna drive me crazy. Hold on, I thought I had fixed you from doing this. What makes the boop boop noise? Cancel native flute. I don't like that noise. On the schedule, it was scheduled for 3 hours, the concert was. It was scheduled for... Move you over a little bit, you're not centered to me. It was scheduled for 3 hours. As is normal, scheduled for 3 hours. Last year, it was 3 concerts. It was 3 about an hour long concerts. The year before that, it was, I think, like 2.5, but it was like 1 solid chunk. It was like 1 people. It was scheduled for 3 hours, but then, like, when the concert happened, it was just the sounds of the people who did Bastion and Hades and stuff. So, okay, so already just not really addressed. There's 2 hours of unaccounted for scheduled concert that's not happening. All right. And then when the people did the concert, they kept like filling for time. They just kept talking like weird semi-cringy nonsense. Like it sounded like someone was just trying to fill time. And then they would mention and say weird things like, oh, these people are doing the music great. They just started learning it like 2 hours ago. And it's like, but if this is a repeat concert and you've been on tour, like, what do you mean they just started learning it 2 hours ago? Like, the whole thing was weird. There were some things where I think what had happened is that people had bounced because of Corona. Like, they just didn't show up and they made do. So I'm not saying, oh, the concert, well, I mean, the concert was kind of not good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as great as concerts past, we'll say. And I think that's mostly because of Corona. Like, I'm not blaming the musicians or everything, but like, even when they were playing, I don't know which instrument. I could not tell you. I'm not that good. I don't know all their music, but it sounded like there were instruments missing. It's like, it'd be like listening to a rock song that normally has like 2 people on bass guitar or something, and there's only 1. Like, there was some weird secondary noise in the background that couldn't put my finger on, and I wasn't hearing it, and it sounded wrong. It just didn't make sense. So there were a couple of locations and events like that. We're like, oh, we're gonna do this thing. And then you went there and it kind of just didn't. And I got the feeling from a lot of these that they were trying to make do with what they had. No one said people and or things didn't show up because of Corona, but that's just me putting 2 and 2 together, where everyone's clearly trying to make do for some reason, and also Corona. At least nobody's trying to play the scissors. Well, no, so it was a company that did, I'm forgetting their name right now, but they did Bastion, Hades. We played like all their games. We played most all their games on stream before. Hades, the one where it's about basketball / soccer. I'm forgetting the name of that one right now. They have like 4 games. It was an hour-long concert, and they did like, how are we having tantrums? Hey, I'm talking right here. You stop it. Last time, we didn't have any issue with these. How are you having issues today? Stop it. So, as I was saying, it was a 60-minute concert. 50 minutes of it, near as I could tell, were from the games that weren't Bastion. Which, I'm not saying Bastion's like their greatest, but Bastion is like one of the most recognizable. If anyone's like familiar with the music from this company, they're gonna go with that nice Western feeling Bastion song. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone knows the Bastion one. So everyone wants the Bastion soundtrack. They didn't do any song from it until the last 10 minutes, and they crammed them all together in one medley. And in the first like 50 minutes was it kept doing music from the other 3 games, but they were like operatic remixes, and they kept singing. I wasn't sure if like I was having a stroke or something, but I could have bet money that they were saying the same lyric for every song. It was always like, and I will always be there for you because I love you. It was like, but they'd be like, oh, we're doing this game song. I'll be there for you. We'll do this game song. I'll be there for you. We'll do this game song because I love you. And I, like, straight up, I was losing my mind. I was like, are they doing the same song? Am I like blanking out right now? What is happening? It was really, really weird. And that's just like one thing. That's just the easiest one to stick out in my head as like something felt off with certain things, but it's just like, it's the concert. Every year you have like the big 3-hour concert, and usually it's like big and bombastic, not necessarily rock, but you've got stuff that like gets people's blood pressures going. Yeah, this is great. And it was 50 minutes of operatics and singing and and like slow music. And it's like, why am I awake at 10 o'clock at this place right now? And they're playing slow music to put me to sleep. What is happening? I kept holding out hope that they would get to like the Bastion music, because there's like most of all the Bastion music is like fast paced or a bit uppity, or at least country. And it was, they stayed like the last 10 minutes. They just went through it in like one big freaking compilation. I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't remember what most of it was about. Like, I was there, I listened to it, and I'm just like, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember anything about that. By that point, my mind was just mush. I was like, this is weird. But I did the little demo. I did the demo for the Wonderful 101. And actually, this is one of the reasons why I always wanted to get the other thing running. So we'll do the overhead real quick. We'll get it to override the same area. But I got the I did the demo, so I got the 100-101 poster. So I'm gonna end up hanging this on the wall. But also, I then took the same poster. From here, I can't tell which signature is which. But I got it autographed by Camilla. So I've now got an autographed Camilla, Wonderful 101 poster by Camilla from Platinum Games, and I'm forgetting the other gentleman right now. So that was fantastic. But then going back to how every now and then things would be weird, there was like an event that was going to be happening, I think after that signing, and it like wasn't happening. So there was an opening in the schedule, and Platinum Games, like I was at the front of the line. Platinum Games straight up was talking to people, and they were like, hey, we don't want to do what we did yesterday, because they did like autographs, I guess, all 3 days. Like, we don't want to do what we did yesterday. We see the thing here, and you have an opening. Like, there is more time we can take. We would like to take more time for the people to like maybe do like a selfie picture or something with everyone. Like, can we do this? And then the enforcers of PAX East are like, no, even though we don't have the people for that, that's because of something or other, or like, it was weird. I've never, like, maybe this happens more often than I'm aware, but I don't think I've ever, through a couple of signings, heard of, I have to see why they're dying, heard or seen of someone being like, yo, for free, we will be here longer so that we can meet more fans and sign things and shake hands and be personable. And then just the people who are there to just be like, no, you can't. Reduce your time with the fans. Weird, bonkers nonsense. So why are all these people dehydrated? Because they got walled off? No, that's on the right side. Because they're hauling stones around. They're going to dehydrate off of stones. Well, either they will die or they'll get water. That's on them. Like, it was really weird. So, but like the people who were there, they were great, but the whole PAX East was being run with like a bunch of hush hush shit behind the scenes, and like none of the people who were there promoting games or doing the things that you go there for seemed to be having necessarily problems. It was like the event organizers themselves were all being weird and causing problems. Really weird. I don't know why. Really weird and not sense making. Oh. I did, however, accidentally. Well, I say accidentally. I was involved, but I wasn't involved. I scared the crap out of TikToks. So, me and TikToks are sharing a hotel room. He's in a bed to my right. I'm in the bed on the left. And the story I'm about to say doesn't happen. This is the only time I've really heard of this happening with me. I tried Googling it, and maybe it was like a night terror or something. I've never heard of someone essentially waking up from a nightmare not knowing that they've woken up from a nightmare or something. But apparently, I'll do it from my perspective. I'll tell the story. So see, this camera is being weird today. From my perspective, I hear a noise and I wake up and I look at TikToks immediately, and I'll have to move my body a little bit. We'll bring the mic closer. So like I said, from my perspective, I just hear this weird noise. I don't know what it is. I hear this weird noise and I kind of like wake up and look at TikToks. I feel no fear or anything. But also, when I look at TikToks also goes, oh my God! and just about shits himself in fear. So I'm like, what's going on? He goes, you're screaming. The noise was me. For some reason, I, without feeling fear or anything, woke up screaming to such a fucking non-degree of realization. I didn't know I was making the noise. Like, I heard the noise, but I didn't realize I was making the noise. So it took a few seconds of being like, no, I'm not fucking around right now. I genuinely don't know what's going on. What's happening? Oh, they got cut off from up top. There's a ramp missing because I dug through a wall. All right, well, I've done bad. Let me fix my bad. Right here. So that was a thing, which admittedly, from my perspective, is kind of funny because I don't have whatever that, like any memories of whatever the hell happened, but I do now get burned into my brain just the image of TikToks fucking just, oh my God. And yeah, no, I don't know what that is. That was the same night as the concert. So my working theory is the concert mushed my brain so much that I might have had a night terror or something, which I'm not known for. Like I said, I have lived a life and I don't have any other instances of waking up random screaming like that. But like, it was so weird because I don't remember being the one making it. Like, I remember hearing the noise, but I wasn't in fear or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't through to my conscious brain, whatever it was. Because like normally you wake up, if you have like a nightmare or something, you wake up and like maybe you have like a half idea. But you remember whatever happened, it scared you. You just remember like, oh my God, that was terrifying. No, it was like literally like a calm, neutral state and like my brain region, just calm, neutral state, like what's going on? It's really weird. But I did get a bunch of good things though. And I took a picture. I think I posted on the Discord. I met up with the Kit Fox people. I accidentally said something. Well, I say weird. I did a tweet at them the night before I was going to go. I did a tweet at them. I'm pulling out my phone. I know this is unprofessional. I'm trying to track down my own tweets. I did a tweet at them, like when I was tired and about to go to sleep, which is not the best time to do a tweet. And what did I say to them? See, the problem is no one liked it. No one liked it or responded to it, probably because it was fucking weird. And I don't know enough about the Twitter thing to track down my own tweets easily. It's under profile, right? Tweets, there we go. It is under profile. Oh, I retweeted that. Getting ready. Oh, yeah. I sent a thing to Kit Fox saying, you best believe I'm tracking you guys down on Friday. My thought was, I got to the end of Thursday, realized that Thursday was over, and I still hadn't tracked down Kit Fox games. In my head, that's what it sounded like. Like, oh, I missed you guys today, but don't worry though. I'll come get, I'll make sure to track you guys down tomorrow. It's like, what was being said in my noodle? When I ended up being like, you better believe I'm coming to find you tomorrow. So that didn't work well. But they were real nice about it. I went and spoke to them. I introduced myself and I mentioned that I was doing the Dwarf Fortress, and they had the forgetting the word right now. Presenter, the lovely presenter, the person of the area. I don't know why this word is escaping me right now. She said she was in Dwarf Fortress, so she brought me to one of the other. Why is this word escaping me? The other presenter. The other is a simple word. This is a simple word. It is a person who is at Sonic Cubicle. What are those things called? They're not a stage show. I don't know why I can't think of the word right now. But anyways, Trump, the one who does Dwarf Fortress, said this person says, you know, he's RNG strategist. And I guess either she was on the Twitter or she knew of me because also she's like, oh, it's you. And I'm like, oh, good. At least it didn't come off weird because I was literally half expecting them to be like, we're calling security. Because you like you're saying weird shit. Tomorrow, you. That's not what you should say to people. Puppy leather. They at least make more sense than Windows 10. Yeah, no, so that went over smoothly. I got to do a sit down of, it took a little over an hour. I got to do a sit down of Blood on the Clock Tower, the like super inspired by Werewolf game I mentioned before that I had backed and or I have like half a plan of maybe seeing if I can get it to work on stream or something. So I actually got to do a sit down at the convention to test it out. It just looks weird to me. And we would have won. We had the game in the bag, but no one listened to me. So my role, like they have a bunch, there's 3 games in the game. Like Blood on the Clock Tower is this gigantic box and there's 3 variations depending upon how magical to how mundane and or like how complicated do you want the rules. But so in the particular version of the game we were doing, I was a butler. That was my role. So every night I wake up and I choose one of the other players, and the next day cycle, that player is my master. So if somebody gets nominated for execution during the day, as I am a butler, I can only vote if my master is also voting yes. If they're not voting yes, I cannot vote yes because I have to do what my master says, essentially. And it's up to me whether or not, you know, I inform them that they are my master or that I'm a butler, so on and so forth. But I played it straight from the beginning because I realized that butler wasn't going to really be a job that the evil people were going to be killing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not in danger. If I make it very clear I'm the butler, I can finagle information out of people and I'm going to be like looked over because after all, no one pays attention to the hired help. So at the beginning, I pointed out that I'm the butler. I pointed out who my master was that day. And every new day, I'd be like, Master, my old master fired me, but I swear I'll be a better employee for you. Please don't kick me out. It's very cold in the streets. So we're going through and we get down to the last phase. And if you put everyone's information together, the person to my right is evil. Person in the middle is not. Person to that person's right is evil. There's like 7 or 9 of us or something like that. But the 3 to my right go evil, good, evil. It's the only way everyone's things make sense. So much so that I realized I could nominate. I don't need my master to nominate people. I just need the master to vote. So I nominate the guy on my right and they end up nominating and killing someone else because they listen to him. And then we get to the end and I'm like, okay, or no, that person. Then I get killed that evening because I nominated the bad guy, which already tells you that the guy is bad. Why would they kill me otherwise? But in Blood on the Clock Tower, if you get killed, unlike other werewolf games, you're not out. You're still free to talk. You can do whatever you want. It's just your powers no longer work. And also, if you have a restriction like me being a butler, your restrictions no longer apply. Your role is gone, essentially. Your role is gone, and you can only vote one more time. You have one free last vote. So we get to the end. I realize I have a free last vote. I vote for the dude, try to get him out, and then they push through a counter vote on someone else, and it's like, okay, we got this. And then 3 people to my left who are all dead already blow all their ghost votes and kill the wrong person. We lose the game. Like, we had it. We had it dead to rights. We had this game won. I had all the information, and then randomly 3, not the guy right to my left, but next to him, 3 people to my left were all like, yeah, we're gonna vote for this other person. This other person who's dead, or not dead, but this other person who's been mostly kind of helping the entire game. There's like, yeah, no, we're just gonna vote for them. That makes me salty. Like, because afterwards, like, why did you do that? And then their answers along the lines of like, we don't know. Like, Why? Why are you doing a deduction game if you're literally at the end going to just vote for someone random and then, oh, as an answer afterwards? Why? Why would you do this? An arena flashing no signals. What about the butler is always the #1 suspect? No, it's never the butler. You can always trust the butler. But yeah, no one listened to him. No one listened to the hired help. Well, I mean, to be fair, no one listened to anyone else either. But like everyone was just putting out that, well, I have this information. I was the one that was like, well, he says this, he says this, he says this, he says this, he says this. So it's these three. These three, this person's good. Because like one of them, their power only activated the first night and it tells them if the bad guys are sitting next to each other. Another one of them is like if people, every day he knows that the guy to his right or the guy to his left is evil. So he just knows he's touching evil people. So as people are getting cleared, it's like, okay, so these are all good. So you knew he was good because this guy, his power reached him. You knew they weren't touching. I knew I wasn't bad. Everyone trusted that I wasn't bad because I was a butler. I'm like, there's only 3 people in the middle of I'm good and the other boundary of good. There's only 3 people in there and evil's not touching each other. There's literally no other way for this freaking puzzle piece to work. This is how this works. And then randomly at the very end, we vote. They 3 dead people just voted for someone randomly because I don't know, and we lost. I like the game, I really do. Just those 3 people annoyed me. If you're going to be wrong, I'm fine with people being wrong. What annoys me, I want to make this clear. It's not that they voted for the other person. It's that when you ask them why did they do it, their answer was, oh. Like if you're not going to be paying attention and you know that there are at this point 4 people, 2 are bad, 2 are good. If it is ever brought down to 3 people, so that there are 2 bad, 1 good, bad wins essentially. So this isn't the time to be like, I'm just going to be a wild card. No, this is not the time for that. This is the time for deduction and reasoning, not, I thought I was gonna win, but, I cannot believe they're like, 3 of them, 3 people, I don't know. There was an arena of flashing no signals. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that. So here's the thing I can do. I can switch that. I can switch that to the old capture. See, I should be hearing that. Why are we not hearing you doing those? I'll get to that. Hold on, let me fix the camera. Camera in frame properties. Switch you to the... Oh shit, that's right, I disabled the other camera. Not device security. I should have turned on the other device before I switched this. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We are going to do troubleshooting cam.